What?
Hey, Brian, can you take one thing? So are you not on the screen at all? Not even your logo? Okay, good. I'm not sure I understand. No. So I was just saying that like when it starts, my camera will be off, and then their cameras are going to go on and off based on when they're speaking. So like everybody will be black except for the people that are on that are speaking.
I'm gonna be black.
So I just wanted to make sure like your logo wouldn't be okay. So it would be a black square. Oh wow, okay. Okay.
It's impossible for her to get back to that place again. No, 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 no. And there's no second chance. And when she finally says goodbye, she won't even cry when good love goes bad. Oh,
Like Sergio, I'm timeless. Please rewind this on Top 40 Radio. You'll never find this. To get these kind of jewels, you gotta dig a little deeper. The beat crept in, yeah, something like the creeper. Spit off color rhymes while they doing petty crimes. Just to pay the rent, you know the government's the pimp. Ain't nothing funny. Bush charged the wars, now we ain't got the money. Our grandkids will pay, gonna have to atone for them sins one day. The ozone depletion, the sun gets closer. Melanation in your skin to help get you over. Praying for the culture, that's why I had to journey back. No book like Eli, but I did bring the facts. Tired of whack rappers, spitting over dope beats. Every song on your album sound like a repeat. Dig into your consciousness, find something unique. Bring it to the table, and let's break bread. Pour out a little liquor, make sure the wine's red. I'm headed to the dojo, like Kenji need my dough. Study up on your art, then you just might blow. But them lights get dim when them records don't spin. Advance is long gone, too much pride to 9 to 5. So they come up with a scheme, all this to disguise. They're no longer hot, relevant, they are not. I posted with them shoe sticks, natural juices, water from the springs. Why don't you chase your dreams? Excuses keep you useless, design of the devil. Let the shepherd lead you and you reach another level. Nowhere in this rhyme will I talk about a bezel. No keys to flip, just words to uplift. I keep it out my spirit, mind over matter. Folks wonder why they never see me spaz. It's probably cause I be bumping all this jazz. Hadley Park mixed in with an old piano. Don't like what I'm spitting, gon' flip the channel. The more it's been here, across the waters doing the fire. Better learn your past to kiss your future life, bye-bye. At night I watch the stars, see our stories in the sky. It ain't hard to tell, that's why other folks lie. Land of the free, but a catch-22. If you're black in the wrong car, they might shoot you. Drop science like a freshman, carry rings like the best man. Classic with the flow, and this concludes the day's lesson. I'm timeless. I'm timeless. I'm timeless. Sweating in the Intrepid, holding 6 pounds. Add one more wheel, could have been around. It's that fresh Philly powder. But this white right here won't keep you clean out the shower. Especially when they rock it up and give it all its power. Pride of the Panther, land of the rising sun. And say I'm conscious, I'm awake and aware. Yeah, you could be the same if you care best there. Talk especially at the issues and see how they misuse every gift that was given from the sun. But some seem to turn the eye, try and play the blind role. Blind lead the blind, all 3 eyes closed. But behold, there's a pale horse. Be aware, stay on course. Rabbit holes run deep, wolves even labor sheep. Politics pollute the people. Real art seems foreign, but it dwells in my homeland. But like pregnancies that are unplanned, some report the truth and manufacture lies. All the sell records, they use no disguise. I play turkey when the people gobble up. It was dead songs, it was the
everyone.
Hello.
I'm here, Love and Acceptance concert with Gavin DeGraw.
What's up, guys? How are you? Good to see you. Yeah.
So, you actually have a bar downtown.
I do.
You do.
I
And
do, yeah.
it's
The,
gone under-
the Nashville Underground.
The Nashville Underground.
105 Broadway. We're awesome. You should come.
And you
Yeah, man. Thanks, dude.
it like underwent a renovation.
We did a huge renovation.
Yes.
We were 1,600 square feet when we moved to town. We're 40,000 square feet now. We're going to be 55,000 square feet. We're building bowling alleys on the 3rd and 4th floor.
Oh my gosh.
We have awesome food. We
Tell me
have
they're bumper
really
equipped,
cold
though.
tap beer.
Are the
What's
the
that?
bowling lanes going to be bumper equipped so when all the drunk people are like, eh.
We're still talking about that. We don't believe in bumpers everywhere because, you know, we also believe in someone also being able to get it down the lane on their own accord.
That's super
But
cool.
we may do a bumper thing on maybe one or two.
Is that going to be
Depends
next
how-
door? Is it going to be upstairs? Or
Depends
you
how
adding,
bad
like,
your aim is, you know.
Mine's all like, the
Some of
neighbors.
us have better aim than others. Some worse. It'll be 3rd and 4th floor. It'll be awesome. We may do a little duck pin. You know, some of the small, couple of the short lanes, so you can feel like, you know, like the Hulk when you throw the ball.
Yeah, so I'm going to come in, I'm going to
Some
bowl
long,
in those.
some short, you know.
Because all my limbs are like a corgi. So
Really?
if it's a short lane, then I could probably
You
nail
got short
it.
limbs, really?
Hey,
Feel like
bye.
this. They really are short. You got me.
So Gavin, you have some shows coming up, right?
Yes, yeah, we got shows coming up. I'm doing a tour in August of the U.S. Doing a show tomorrow here on the riverfront, 5 o'clock. Then I'm hopping on a red eye to London. I got a show in London tomorrow. On Saturday at the at Abbey Road Studios. Yeah, then we're gonna hang out in Europe for a couple weeks, man. You know, I want to see the world. You know,
Are you taking the time off? To
YOLO,
kind of-
as they say.
YOLO.
You know what I mean?
I have a Christmas sweater that says YOLO, and it's
Yeah.
a big, ugly sweater with donuts and like French fries
Yeah.
all over it.
I do love donuts.
I just talked to the WWE ladies. They
Can
have
I-
a blog, and
Really?
it's all about donuts, finding donuts.
Can I ask you what you like more, donuts or French fries?
Oh, French fries. How about you?
How would you feel about a donut made out of potatoes? Or a French fry made out of dough?
Wouldn't that be like a funnel cake fry?
I think ask any stupid questions. Anybody else got any stupid questions out there? Just let me know. Come to GavinDeGraw.com, stupid questions.
Yay! I love it. You just said where our friends at home can find you too.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see you later. Hey, this is Gavin DeGraw, and this is how we do it in the Nashville Loop. And she has short arms. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'd like to thank y'all for coming out tonight, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I appreciate that. Man, let me tell you, I was just about to graduate college. Well, I thought I was about to graduate college, you know what I'm saying? And then they had the audacity to start playing with my financial aid. I know you can relate. Well, let me tell you my story. Let me tell you how it happened. It was just like this. Man, I was in the financial aid office at the end of summer. I said, excuse me, mama. She said, please take a number. So I pulled number 244, then had a seat. Then they announced, now serving number 3. 8 hours later, I finally had the chance to speak to some chick behind the desk who was younger than me. She asked me for my social, then lo and behold, she was like, 1911 is the balance you owe. I'm like, whoa, I'm supposed to get tuition reimbursement from UPS. She smiled and said, yes, but you gotta pay your account balance up front first. That's the idea behind getting reimbursed. And worse, I see here that you have scholarships, and if you accept them, you'll be left with no chance for reimbursement. I said, come again. She said, you can't claim what you did not spend.
Playing with my financial aid, they say
that I take class with. Try to keep up with the latest fads in entertainment and fashion, trying to cash in on what is happening before it has been. These cats been brainwashed, they take what they got and try to replicate on themselves what they saw on cribs, how I'm living, driven and rich girls, on college universities all around this world. They take their Pell Grants, they get their nails and wardrobes intact, all baby fat. In fact, my lady got denied with a 3.9, but your boy had a 2.8 and I was straight. Well, I'm supposed to be, but woe is me. The financial aid office opposes me. Yes, sir, every semester I get caught in financial war. They holding my checks for hostage.
Playing with my financial aid. They say I can't get my grades until I pay my account balance, but I just can't pay till I get my financial aid. Listen, till I get my financial aid.
To all the football players from here to the Himalayas who's on financial aid, stand up and get paid. To the fraternities as far as the eye can see who's chasing college degrees, stand up and get paid. To the sororities who be at war with these people in financial aid, stand up and get paid. And to every college student who know what I'm going through when I'm in financial aid, stand up, let's get paid. The Mississippi River Rat, Vega Tigerius, holla back.
Man, they playing with my financial aid. They say I can't get my grades until I pay my account balance, but I just can't pay till I get my financial aid. Till I get my financial aid. Man, they playing with my financial aid. They say I can't get my grades until I pay my account balance, but I just can't pay till I get my financial aid. Listen, till I get my financial aid.
Financial aid? I thought this was about Medicaid.
And they playing with my financial aid. They say I can't get my...
You're gonna love this one.
Your lesson, yes, is written in stone.
never know. Yeah, I never know. I said that I'll never know until I walk into the light.
Real love is like a comet. You only find it maybe once in a while. I'm stranded on a
All right, y'all, we got alien space debris.
There's no hunger. There is no violence. The environment is healed. Honesty, courtesy, and kindness are practiced by all. Our world has never been more perfect. The lead is no longer our world.
Y'all ready? We're alien space debris. This song's called Outer Space. In outer space. Suddenly wake up. Walking on the sun, suddenly wake up. Walking on the sun, I feel like leaving this world. Floating in space, just staring at the earth. Then I'll start falling faster. Right through the clouds and suddenly wake up. And outer space. And outer space, suddenly wake up. Walking on the sun, suddenly wake up. Walking on the sun, I'll take my chances out here. You can't be trusted to deal with my heart. I feel your anger burning. Like a dark angel walking on the sun. In outer space. In outer space. Walking on the sun, suddenly wake up. Walking on the sun, then I'll start falling faster. Right through the clouds and suddenly wake up in outer space. Ooh, 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 walking on the sun, suddenly wake up. Walking on the sun. In outer space. Hey, it's lightning. Hey, it's lightning. Are y'all ready to have some fun right now? This goes out for those lovers that are in a long distance relationship and think they can work it out. Real love is like a comet. I'm in love, but I'm stuck out here. You only
Hello, everyone. This is Shawn Whitsell. I am the founder and artistic director of the Destiny Theater Experience, and I want to welcome you to the Dark Horse Theater. We are here for a stage reading of my play, Never Been Home, which I wrote in 2018, and we performed it right here on the stage. So we are doing a staged virtual reading, and I hope that you enjoy what you see. Never Been Home. Written by Shawn Whitsell. Time, modern day. Place, the den or living room of the Anderson home.
Thank you, girl. That means a lot. I'm holding up the best I can right about now. Sort of up and down. I'm just sitting here waiting on my brothers and sister to get here. Yeah, we haven't been in the same room since that Thanksgiving drama fest 3 years ago. Yeah, I know. Anytime my family gets together, it's pure drama. Yeah, you would think with a funeral it'd be different, but it's times when shit really hits the fan, especially with Black folks. And you know how Maxine gets. She's gonna come up in here trying to run things with her high and mighty know-it-all attitude. Get on my damn nerves. Don't get me wrong, she's my sister and I love her, but she kills me sometimes. Hold on. There's somebody knocking at the door. Let me call you back later. Okay.
Asia opens the door. Maxine enters. The sisters give each other an awkward hug.
Why did you knock, Max?
Because this isn't my house.
There you go. Acting brand new again like you always do. This is Mama and Daddy's house. The house you grew up in.
Like I said, this isn't my house.
Anyway, it's good to see you, girl.
It's good to see you too. It's been a while.
You look good. Looks like New York is treating you well.
Much better than Chicago did, I tell you that. You look good too. That is very you.
The hell is that supposed to mean?
Relax, Asia. You're always so defensive.
I'm only like that with you because you're so damn judgmental.
I was just saying that after all the experimentation, you finally found a look that suits your personality.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Well, this is just how I feel today. Tomorrow, it might be something different. You know, I saw the perfect little...
So am I the first one here?
Yeah.
Where's Mother?
I don't know. She was gone when I woke up. You know your mama. She always keeping herself busy. I'm worried about her, though. She hasn't sat down since... I guess she's just trying to keep her mind off things.
So she doesn't have to face reality.
Yeah, exactly. No, wait a minute. What do you mean by that?
I'm saying she stays busy so she can stay in the dark. So she can have a way of justifying the way she turns a blind eye to things she should be paying attention to.
Look, Maxine, this is not the time for you to rehash all your old issues with Mama. She just lost her husband of 35 years, the love of her life, our father. You need to be more sympathetic and not bring all your bullshit in here. You need to be here for her,
like she was here for me.
Yeah, like she was here for you.
Asia, you're still a little girl thinking that just because you throw out a few cuss words, that makes you grown. Your little speech was nice, but you don't know what you're talking about.
You're not going to come in here and make this about you. This isn't about you. Our father just died. You've been here for 5 hot seconds, and you've already tried to make this situation about Maxine.
Let me tell you something, Asia. I don't even understand why.
Hey, I thought I heard my big sis.
Maxine and baby brother embrace. Maxine hugs her little brother, providing comfort.
Hey, baby brother, how you holding up?
I'm doing all right.
You just stay strong, you hear me? And if there's anything I can do to make this easier for you, you just let me know.
Max, he was your father too. How are you doing?
You don't worry about your big sister. I'm fine.
I know, but...
Baby brother, didn't you hear your big sister? If Maxine says she's fine, then Maxine is fine. You know how she's all strong and shit. Ain't that right, Max?
Shut up, Asia. I'm talking to my little brother here. So, have you put any more thought into going into college?
I told you,
I know. I know. You're going to get a record deal, and when those offers start pouring in, your hotshot attorney big sister is going to be here to negotiate the contract. But the music business is very fickle. Record sales are down. You could be here today and gone tomorrow. You can have all that talent in the world, but that doesn't guarantee a successful career.
You're acting like you don't have any faith in me.
Of course I do. I have all the faith in the world in you. I'm just stressing the importance of having an education too.
To have something to fall back on. I know. Well, I don't need anything to fall back on. Being a recording artist is my dream, just like being an attorney is yours. It's all or nothing. Having a plan B is just another way of saying I'm not going to make it as a rapper.
That is not at all what it is. Having an education just increases your options. That's all. Take me, for example. I practice corporate law primarily, but I got into entertainment law 3 years ago to expand my options. I've opened myself up to new career opportunities and I make more money. Don't just settle for being an artist, be a businessman. You can go to school and get a degree in business, or better yet, music business.
Max, get off the boy's back. He's been telling you for the past 2 years that he doesn't want to go to college. He's 18 years old now. Let him live his life the way he wants to and stop trying to make him the male version of you.
I'm not trying to mold him into anything other than a successful businessman. I just want what's best for my brother. Is there something wrong with that?
There's plenty of successful Black people out there who don't have degrees. A degree isn't everything.
And you would know.
It doesn't guarantee success.
And you would know.
Wait a minute, Max. I'm in school.
Yeah, I know. You've been an undergrad for 8 years. What's your major this semester? Is it public relations, Spanish, dance, music?
I'm double majoring in theater and fashion design.
Oh,
that is in your business.
Theater and fashion design.
I may not have your fancy law degree or be partner at some big time law firm, but I live my life to the fullest. I do what I love and I'm happy. So don't come in here acting like you're better than everybody. You may be able to intimidate the people that work for you, but that shit don't work with me.
Asia, that's just an excuse for you not to grow up. You want to live in mother and daddy's house until you're 60, dropping in and out of school whenever you please, and not taking any ounce of real responsibility. It just amazes me that you and Adrian can be so different.
Adrian is...
Y'all talking about a brother behind his back?
Maxine and baby brother walk over to greet their brother.
Hey, Max.
Hey, little brother.
How you doing, Asian?
Hey.
Where's Mama?
I'm running errands, I guess.
Should have known. How's she doing? She sounded like she was holding up pretty well when I talked to her on the phone yesterday.
I'm not really sure. I just got here.
She's holding up great. Like nothing happened. And she's keeping it together.
Well, that's our mom. Always so dignified. Never loses her composure.
Y'all know Mama is just putting up a front. She's obviously covering up the fact that she is in a great deal of pain. It's a defense mechanism.
Okay, Miss Psychology. Or what is it this semester? Sociology?
What is this? Some big joke? Our father is dead, and y'all are acting like this is a family reunion. I know Mama is devastated on the inside, and we need to help her get in touch with her pain. Can't continue to let her walk around like there's nothing happening.
Stop overreacting, Asia.
No, you stop underreacting.
Asia, just calm down.
You know, I hate to bust your bubble, Asia, but you can't dictate when and how someone is supposed to grieve, not mother and not us.
I'm not trying to tell y'all how to grieve, but I find it strange that none of you seem to be grieving. Or even worried about it at all, how Mama is dealing with this.
Asia, you're getting worked up over nothing. I sat up with you all night, laughing, talking, and crying about Daddy. So what do you mean by underreacting?
I'm not talking to you, baby brother.
Oh, so you're talking about me?
I'm talking about you and Max.
Well, look, Maxine doesn't have to prove anything to you or to anyone else.
Oh, yeah? She doesn't speak to Daddy for over 3 years. He dies from a heart attack, and it takes her 3 days to get here. Explain that. Hell, the get alone should have had her hopping on the first plane.
That's not fair, okay? I just got here too.
Yeah, but you were over in Africa. Miss Thing was only in New York.
I'm in the middle of the biggest case of my career right now. What do you expect from me? Just pick up and leave?
Yes, that's exactly what I expected you to do.
Well, it doesn't always work like that. Some of us have real commitments in life. Now, I got here as soon as I could. I helped Mother plan the funeral from New York, so don't question me like I'm some child.
Then stop acting like a spoiled brat who's angry at Daddy for sending you off to boarding school. Get over it, Max. Shit happened years ago. Besides, it was your own fault. You're always taking Mama and Daddy through your mess.
You have no earthly idea what you are talking about. And listen to the way that you're talking, like you from the hood or something. You are from Rolling Acres. Next week, you'll be speaking with a British accent. You're a one lost little girl.
Bitch, who are you calling a little girl?
Asia, you watch your mouth in my house.
Sorry, Mama.
I didn't raise you to use that kind of language. Who you calling names anyhow? Your sister?
No, Mother. She's just acting out one of her scenes from her plays.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care what she's doing. We don't speak like that in this house.
Diane looks up and notices Adrian in the room. She is overjoyed.
My boy, look at you.
Hey, Mama.
They embrace.
I am so happy to see you.
Where have you been?
I've been out with your brother taking care of some business.
JJ, where is he?
He went back to his hotel.
Hotel? We've got this big old house and he's staying at a hotel?
Probably didn't want to sleep under the same roof as Max.
What kind of business, Mother?
I was tending to some of your father's affairs.
The affairs that we discussed over the phone, those affairs?
Yes, Maxine, those affairs. Is there a problem?
No. It's just that I thought you wanted me to go with you.
Well, I did, but John Jr. and I took care of it and the arrangements as well.
But Mother, I helped you take care of the arrangements from New York. What's left to do?
Well, we decided to change some things.
So you already met with Daddy's attorney and you and JJ changed the arrangements. But I thought you said
I know what I said. I took John Jr. to that meeting because you couldn't tell me when you were coming. I needed to get some things done and I didn't have time to wait until you decided to fly in. For all I knew, you were waiting until the day of the funeral. Or not coming at all.
Of course I was coming, Mother. Well, is there anything else I can do? Any legal documents you want me to look over?
No, all those things have been taken care of. And I don't have time to talk right now. I've got to book some more hotel rooms and call the funeral home back.
Mother, you don't have to do all of those things.
How else are they going to get done?
I said I would.
She's saying, Mama, is that we are all here to help. Okay, you just let us know what needs to be done and we'll do it.
You are always so thoughtful, especially when it comes to your mama. So glad to have you home, baby.
Diane kisses Adrian on the cheek, then begins to exit.
Baby brother, could you help me with something, please?
Okay, Mama.
Unbelievable.
What?
What? Mother hasn't laid eyes on me in 3 years, and she walks in here and barely acknowledges my presence.
What did you expect?
I expected my mother to be happy to see me. A hug would have been nice.
She's just edgy, okay? Because she has a lot of emotions stirring right now, and she's got a lot on her plate.
And changing the funeral arrangement, she and JJ did that just to spite me.
Here we go again with this shit. I feel like I'm on the set of the fucking TV show all about Maxine.
Asia, you stand there, look me in my face, and tell me mother wasn't just cold to me just then.
Maybe she had a good reason.
She's emotional right now. I mean, she probably just has a wall up.
She still managed to hug and kiss you. She barely looked in my direction.
How do you expect her to treat you, Max? We don't see you for 3 damn years. You barely call. You treated your own father like dirt. So if she's being cold to you, she's within good reasons. So get over yourself.
You know what? I am sick of your shit.
Then why don't you just leave him, Max? Everybody knows you're only here because you couldn't wait to see him dead.
Asia.
Wouldn't be surprised if she stayed gone for another 3 years.
End of scene. Act 1, Scene 2. Baby brother is sitting on the couch. Adrian enters from outside.
Find her?
Nope. But she couldn't have gone too far. Her rental car's still outside. She must be walking around the neighborhood. She did that a lot when she got mad at Mama and Daddy. You know, when she was growing up. She'll be back.
What happened?
Asia happened.
Oh. I knew it was going to be tense, but I didn't expect things to blow up like that. At least not too soon. I thought this would be the one time we would come together as a family.
Yeah, you would think so, but you know your sisters. They're like oil and water. Wasn't always that way, though. So how you holding up?
It's hard, man. I still can't believe it. You know, I went to the hospital and I saw him laying there and it just didn't seem real. I mean, I knew he was dead and Mama was holding him and praying over him. And Asia was screaming, but I didn't cry. And I didn't even tear up, actually. I couldn't. I even went to school the next day like I normally would. And I went to the funeral home after school because I needed to see him. I just needed to see him without anybody else around.
Right.
And it wasn't until they told me that they had embalmed his body that it finally hit me. I fell over. The funeral home director had to catch me, and I cried like a baby right there in his arms. I can't believe he's gone. Forever.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I was over in Africa. I listened to my voicemail and all I could hear was screaming in the background.
Yeah, that was me who called. I hung up because I didn't want to leave a message.
I mean, when I was calling back, my hands were trembling just so bad. I could barely dial. I just kept saying, Lord, please don't let anything be wrong with my mama. One of the worst feelings I'd ever felt, man. When I found out Daddy was dead, I was devastated. Hard being so far from home when something like that happens. He was always just missing the odds, overcoming obstacles. He was always just so strong and confident, proud, intimidating, arrogant as hell. I thought he lived forever.
I just can't believe he's not going to be around anymore to lecture me about school, or I need to stop doing music and focus on a real career. You know, we were supposed to be in that father-son golf tournament at the country club next Saturday, and we were going to take home that trophy for the third year in a row.
Yeah, he did that with all of us. I mean, he and JJ won 6 times. He took me once and I sucked. He told me I played golf like I played basketball, like a girl. And that he would take Asia before he even thought about taking me again. Man, I embarrassed the hell out of him. You know how he was about his image and reputation. Even on the golf course, man had way too much pride and ego.
And we were going to kick ass in that tournament.
Yeah, I know how close you two were. Thick as thieves.
Yeah, but Asia was his favorite. And you know how much she adored him. That's why she's acting so crazy. Well, crazier than usual. She's hurt. Mad at the world. And I guess she thinks nobody feels as bad as she does.
Oh, of course we do. I mean, this is our father we're talking about.
I know.
Man, you sure you're all right?
Huh? Yeah. I just get lost in thought sometimes. I'm dealing with it. Just trying to be strong for mama. And plus, you know how daddy was about crying. Dry them tears up, boy, before I give you something to cry about.
God made tears for women and babies. Suck it up, boy.
And if I catch you crying again,
you better
be at a funeral.
Oh, man.
It's ironic, huh?
Yeah.
Man, he was a good person.
He had his ways, but he always took care of his family. He was always a great provider.
What was up with him and Max, though? I mean, mama never wants to talk about it. Max is always so vague when I ask her. And Asia, she says...
Don't listen to what Asia says. Look, you know how Max is. Strong-willed, opinionated, and she's not going to let anyone stand in her way. It's part of what makes her a great attorney. You know how Dad was. Stubborn, prideful, ruled with an iron fist. And even more strong-willed than Max. But Daddy always wanted to live up to a certain image, and if anyone got in the way of that, there was hell to pay. Daddy and Max went through the typical parent-teenager drama. The only thing is, you know, unlike most folks, they never got over their past issues.
You know, Asia said Max resents mama and daddy for sending her off to that boarding school.
Asia doesn't know what she's talking about. And it wasn't just about one particular thing. It was everything with Daddy and Max.
You and Daddy went through the same thing, though, right?
Oh, no. Me and Daddy had our differences, but I walked the line. When John Anderson Sr. told you to do something, you did it. And you didn't talk back or ask any questions. I wasn't as brave as Max.
Asia said he used to hit you.
Sometimes.
Why?
I guess because I wasn't the son JJ was.
Were you afraid of him?
Sometimes. But what boy isn't afraid of his father at some point in his life? Daddy wanted his boys to be honor students and all-American athletes. And that's why JJ was the apple of his eye. You know, I had the honor student part down, but, you know, I sucked at sports, and he hated it. He never thought I was tough enough. You know, one day I got into a fight at school, and Donovan Brown was his name. The only other black kid in the whole school besides me and Asia. This dude kicked my ass from here to New Mexico. When I got home, Daddy whooped me with a belt for fighting at his prestigious private school and compromising his reputation. Then he took me to the basement and beat my ass in the boxing ring for losing the fight. He made me box him until I was good enough to challenge Donovan to a boxing match. Daddy wanted me to redeem myself. Donovan knocked me all around that ring, man. But when I went to the corner after the second round, Daddy leaned in and whispered in my ear, "If you lose this fight, you fight me tonight." Man, I went back in that corner and knocked Donovan on his ass with one punch.
So what did Mama say about this?
Nothing. One time, Daddy got drunk after he lost that first election, and he used me as his punching bag. You know, he started out playing, but then he got serious. Took all his frustration out on me. Man, it got so bad that I just started crying out for Mama to come help me. I knew that would make him angrier, but I couldn't think of anything else to do.
Did she come?
No.
Maybe she didn't hear you.
She heard me. The next morning during breakfast, I sat at the table, face bruised up, black eye. You know, I waited for her to say something, but not a word. I just kept staring at her from across the table. She never looked at me. She just kept talking, like everything was normal. Like, some days Daddy would be just beating the hell out of me, and I would pray that she would come to my rescue, but she never did.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
You were young.
She couldn't have known.
She knew.
Nah, man. This is Mama we're talking about. She could not have known.
She knew. So tell me what's going on with your music, man. I listened to the songs on your website. Group is pretty nice.
Pretty nice?
Yeah.
Man, we're the truth. Our album is about to drop in another month, but what we really need is for you to help us get on. I mean, you know all the industry people.
Just because you see me on TV interviewing those people doesn't mean that I know them.
But it does mean that you have the access to them. It doesn't matter if you really know them or not. I mean, you can pass my album along to them, and when they hear it, they're gonna love it. Then bam, I get picked up by a major label, and 6 months later, I'm on BET popping bottles in my video.
You're right.
I mean, come on, man. Your little brother is trying to do something positive. I mean, I could be out here running the streets, trying to prove that I'm not just some spoiled rich kid living off his daddy's money. I'm trying to get my career off the ground, and you're telling me you're not going to help me.
Look, man, I'm the one who got you that gig performing at the fundraiser out in LA. Remember last summer? Every major artist and music exec in the business was there, and I told you to network, but you were too busy partying. You got so drunk you couldn't even perform. And that was a perfect opportunity for you, and you blew it. Man, that's a pattern with you, baby brother. You never follow through. You say you want something, but you never do what the necessary work because you're so used to Mama doing everything for you.
Okay, now you sound like Daddy and JJ. If you don't want to help me, just say so.
All I'm saying is that I'm a journalist, not a record exec. I can't be passing out your demo to every artist I interview. That would be unprofessional. And what if I set up a meeting between you and executive at some record company and you don't show up because you stayed out too late the night before, like you did when I got you that internship interview? Remember that?
Like I said, if you don't want to help me, just say so.
Listen, man, I'm going to an industry function in 2 weeks. It's going to be big. You can be my plus one. Okay, I'll introduce you to the people that I'm cool with, but you have to do your own networking. No alcohol, no BS, all business. Deal?
Hell yeah. It's a deal.
Why don't you drive around the neighborhood and see if you can find Max?
All right.
Where's that boy running off to now?
He just went looking for Max.
Looking for Maxine?
Yeah, she got a little upset and went for a walk.
I tell you, that's all that child did growing up was slam that front door and go for a walk.
Well, Mama, with all due respect, you barely spoke to her when you came home. I mean, you haven't seen her in 3 years.
That's right. I haven't seen her in 3 years because she never comes to visit. She barely calls, not even on Mother's Day. What child doesn't call their mother on Mother's Day? I heard from all of my other children, even John Jr. And the reason I didn't have much to say is because I asked her over the phone if she could fly out here right away and help me with the arrangements, and she came up with every excuse in the book.
Mama, she was in the middle of the biggest case of her career. She couldn't just give
We're all in the middle of something when death happens, but we stop to acknowledge it. I was in the middle of my marriage, my life. I stopped. All the rest of my children stopped. All the lawyers in that big law firm, and you mean to tell me not one of them is qualified to take over for a week? 1 week. Maxine didn't come because she didn't want to, and that's all there is to it.
She helped with the arrangements from New York, Mama.
But I needed her here. Your father worked his behind off to make sure his children had the best house, the best clothes, the best education, the best vacation. But nothing he ever did was good enough for that girl. What's wrong with my girls? I have one daughter who thinks she's too good for her own family, and the other one changes who she is from day to day and can't figure out what she wants to do with her life. Maybe you could talk to her.
Who? Asia or Max?
There's no getting through to Maxine. I was talking about Asia.
I don't know, Mama. I mean, Asia is...
She'll listen to you. If anyone could get through to her, I know you could. You two used to be so close.
I know, Mama, but things are different. It's hard to explain. Things are just weird between us.
That girl is weird all by herself. Lord knows she doesn't need any help from anybody for that. Just talk to her. For me.
Okay. Oh, and Mama, I'm really sorry for your loss. We lost our father, but you lost your soulmate. Anything I can do to make this easier on you, it's done.
I appreciate that, son. You just keep on being the wonderful son you've always been.
They hug. Maxine and baby brother enter. Diane notices them, looks at Maxine, and walks out of the room. End of scene. Act 1, Scene 3.
Aunt Gina, you are looking young as fine as you want to be.
Watch yourself, boy. Now, you know I ain't your real auntie. Gonna mess around and make me have to put it on you. And what you mean I look young? Child, I am young. I ain't but a few years older than you and Max. I'm still young and always ready to have some fun.
Whoa. You're a mess, Aunt Gina.
If I had known you were gonna be this fine, I would have put my beard in a long time ago. You don't look nothing like your daddy. So you still married to that white woman?
Her name is Cindy, Aunt Gina. You know that.
Well, you need to leave them Cindy's alone and get yourself a Shanika, Shantae, Bonquisha, or something like that. Get you a sister. Where's she at anyway?
She'll be here tomorrow. So why aren't you staying at a hotel?
Child, please. I'm not staying at no hotel. I'm staying right here at my sister's house. Where's she at anyway?
I think she's out.
Child, that sister of mine don't know how to sit still for nothing in this world, not even death.
So, did you come by yourself?
You don't see nobody else here, do you? Reggie couldn't make it. And I couldn't pay none of my brothers and sisters to come. Yeah, child. They couldn't stand your daddy. Oh, I'm sorry.
All due respect, but your daddy was never really a part of our family. Never saw eye to eye with mom and daddy.
Yeah, heard your parents didn't approve of my father because he was married when he met Diane, and because Diane had only known him for 2 months before she ran off with him.
2 months? It was more like 2 weeks. Child, you don't know the half.
What's to know? Diane was unhappy in the South, growing up poor and living on a farm. She wanted to get away. She met my dad, fell in love, and went on to have a better life. What's so wrong with that?
Well, first of all, my folks were upset because Diane was 16 years old when she ran off with your daddy, who was 12 years older than she was. And at that time, he was still married to your mammy. I mean, your mama, who was still pregnant with you. Diane ran away from Mississippi without so much as a goodbye or a middle finger, nothing. She never even looked back. Forgot where she came from. But that's not your daddy's fault. It's Diane's. She gonna have to answer the Lord for that one. But I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard that from me. But if you gonna talk about something, know the facts. So where is everybody anyway? Hey y'all. Your young, sexy auntie is here.
Hey, Aunt Gina.
Hey, baby, look at you. As handsome as you want to be. I tell you, you look just like my daddy did when he was your age. He was one of the most handsome men in all of Mississippi. Yes, he was.
You tell me that every time you see me.
Well, child, it's true every time I see you.
How you been?
Wonderful, baby.
Baby brother, the only one you see?
Miss you in that outfit. Of course I see you, girl. Come here. Look at you. I like your hair, girl. I'm gonna have to get you to do mine for the funeral.
Okay, I'll hook you up with the family discount.
Well, discount me on down to free. Besides, as many times as I did your little nappy head when you was a little girl, you owe me.
You crazy, Aunt Gina.
I know. But let me get serious for 1 minute. Okay? I want y'all to know the whole family is praying for y'all. I'm sorry Reggie couldn't make it. He's playing in a big tournament this weekend out in California. He's gonna make his mom a lot of money one day. I'm gonna live in a big fancy house, much bigger than this. I'm gonna have diamonds, pearls, and a whole closet full of minks. I'm gonna be on Peter's most wanted list. But anyway, now what was I saying? Oh yeah. If there's anything I can do to help make this easier on you, just let me know. I'm here for all of it.
We definitely appreciate that, Aunt Gina.
That's what family's for. Now, where y'all say Diane went?
Over to the church. She should be back shortly. I'll call and let her know you're here.
No, don't bother. I'll see her when she get back. So, baby brother, I heard some of your music. It's good, but it's missing something.
Yeah, I know. You heard my demo. I'm finishing up my album. The quality is much better.
No, I'm not talking about that. You need a sexy female on one of the songs.
Like who? You?
No, look him. Of course, me.
You tripping, Aunt Gina.
Oh, come on, give her a chance. Come on, Aunt Gina. Oh.
My name is Gina. I'm from Mississippi. All the fine tenderonis want to get with me.
Tenderonis?
Gina, this is not the 80s. Nobody starts off by saying my name is anymore.
Eminem did it, and he sold millions.
Well, you're not Eminem, so stick to singing.
And you need to give up on this pipe dream of becoming a rapper and start getting serious about what you're going to do with your life. Dad told you the music thing was just a hobby you could have as long as you maintained a 4.0.
Here you go. First Daddy, then Max, now you.
Shut up, JJ. Didn't nobody tell you you couldn't be what you wanted to be? Let your brother do what he wants to do with his life. And speaking of Max,
Where is Miss Diva?
In the back taking a nap.
Well, tell her to get her behind up out of that bed.
No need. You already woke me up with that horrible rap. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, it's so good to see you. You look fierce. Almost as good as me. You don't look a day over 23. Last time I saw you, girl, you looked 63. But this is the Maxine I know. The one I brag about at the beauty shop. You glowing, girl. So what's his name? Oh, wait. Did you get back with that one guy? You know, the pretty high yellow one?
Preston?
Yeah, that's him.
No, I think he was cheating on me. I didn't want to deal with it, so I let him go.
You think he was cheating on you? You don't let a man that fine go because you think he's cheating. Girl, if I had a man that fine, I'd forgive him over and over and over again.
Aunt Gina. I didn't see the relationship going anywhere. Anyway.
Please, girl, you got cheated on by one of the finest things walking this earth. Consider yourself lucky. I got cheated on for 15 years by the ugliest thing this side of creation.
Uncle Curtis is not ugly.
Girl, you know that man is ugly. He ugly, broke, trifling, and ugly some more. I ended up with that man by default. My best friend, Suzanne, fixed me up on a blind date. Curtis was so ugly, I had to get drunk to enjoy myself, okay? End up letting this fool knock me up, and my daddy made us get married. Child, when I found out he was cheating after 15 years, I asked him, what took him so long? I could have been out of that marriage years ago if he would have cheated within the first 5 years like most men. Anyway, let me go get Preston's number so I can call him and give him a good talking to.
You are not slick, Aunt Gina.
I just want to invite him over so I can talk to him about how he's supposed to treat a lady.
Oh, so you're just gonna invite him over to Mississippi, huh?
I can take megabucks to New York now. Mama makes house calls too. I'm just funny with you. I ain't studying that boy. Besides, you know how I like my men tall, chocolate, and bald. The blacker the better, honey. Girl, if I see Shaq, girl, I would.
Excuse me, but there are men in the room. Nobody's trying to hear all that.
Boy, please. We all grown up in here.
Yeah, baby brother. There's nothing wrong with Aunt Gina having a little freak in her.
Who you calling a freak? Ain't nobody no freak now. I'm what you call a real woman. Y'all wouldn't know what that was if y'all wouldn't know what that was if your mama didn't keep y'all tucked away in the suburbs all your life. Y'all need to come down to Mississippi where the women got a little meat on their bones. Hook y'all up with little beans and cornbread.
Aunt Gina, you haven't changed one bit.
Ain't nothing changed but my figure. Check me out. Lost 15 pounds, girl. I'm off Jenny Craig, Slim Fast, Weight Watchers. But I don't want to lose no more weight.
If you don't want to lose any more weight, then why are you on all these diet programs?
I'm just trying to balance things out. Because the only thing I love more than a man is some chitlins, pig feet, ham hocks, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, potato salad, and peach cobbler.
Gina, you are a plum fool.
Speaking of which, let's get you in the kitchen. Hook us up some of that good soul food you were talking about.
You ain't said nothing but a word. But you know, I'm probably going to have to go to the store because Diane probably ain't got nothing but caviar and crumpets.
Hold up, Aunt Gina. You been drinking?
Boy, you know I don't go nowhere without my Mad Dog 2020.
Asia, can we talk?
I'm not in the mood.
Come on, we need to talk.
I told you I'm not in the mood.
So we're just gonna walk on eggshells around each other until I leave?
I guess so.
Asia.
Fine. You want to talk? Then talk. What would you like to talk about, brother?
We can start with how rude you were to Max.
She's a big girl. She'll survive. Besides, Max got what she deserved. She's a bitter bitch who made it her life purpose to make everybody else's life miserable. I know her staff at the law firm has to hate her.
Oh, what is your deal?
You're my deal.
Me?
You're always on TV, sitting on discussion panels, talking about how we need more strong Black families and feeding people this hoopla, but you are nothing but a hypocrite.
What the hell are you talking about?
Nothing.
No, tell me.
I graduated from cosmetology school. I told you months in advance that I wanted you to be there so we could celebrate, and you gave me your word you would come.
Is that what this is about?
It's about how you let all your TV time and journalism awards go to your head. My little accomplishments aren't big enough for you.
It was cosmetology school. I didn't think it was a big deal. You know I'm going to be there when you graduate college.
I don't care what it was. You knew how important it was to me. Funny how you can fly all across the country protesting for this cause and interviewing people for BET, but you couldn't make it back home to share a moment with me. I see you on TV helping somebody else's sister, yet you couldn't even be there for your own.
I didn't realize how important it was to you for me to be there. I'm sorry.
It's not just that. It's about how you never come to my defense anymore when Mama's writing me, like you did when we were teenagers. It's how you never make time for me anymore. It's how you don't call me Asia.
What, you're mad that I don't call you twin anymore?
Yes, I am.
What difference does it make what I call you? It's just a childhood nickname. It doesn't mean anything.
To you, twin. It doesn't mean anything to you. Goes to show you how much you've changed.
What does it matter what we call each other? Should we start dressing alike again? Like we did when we were 6?
You're just like Max, so damn condescending.
Oh, and you're so damn selfish and immature. I can't believe you're pissed off at me over a nickname.
It's about how your career took off and you forgot all about me. How you never return my calls. You're never there for me anymore. You just left me.
Left you?
Yes, left me.
What happened when you blew your tuition money in Vegas? Who came through for you so you wouldn't have to tell Mama and Daddy what happened?
I knew it was only a matter of time before you threw that back in my face.
I'm throwing it in your face like you're throwing this bullshit in mine.
You're the one who wanted to talk.
You know what, Asia? I'm really fed up with the way you...
I killed my baby twin.
What?
About 6 months ago. I got pregnant. It was Tony's. I didn't do it on purpose, and God knows I wasn't ready for a child, but that didn't stop me from being happy. Tony and I were so on again, off again. God, this would be something that would finally keep us together. Turns out he wasn't feeling the idea of having another baby. Said he already had 4 kids and 3 baby mamas to deal with. Said looking at me just reminded him of another mouth he couldn't feed. Then he turned around and walked out on me, but before he left, he said, "Get the money from your daddy to get rid of it, or have him take care of it, but either way, leave me out of it." Those words hit me like a ton of bricks. Not just because it was the worst thing anyone had ever said to me, but because it snapped me back into reality. I started thinking to myself, wait a minute. I am the youngest daughter of John Jefferson Anderson Sr., the respected businessman, the great mayor of our city. I can't be pregnant. No husband, no degree, no job. How would they make me look? How would that make my daddy look? What would daddy think of me, his little princess? I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear to look in his eyes when I told him. I couldn't bear the thought of disappointing him. I couldn't bear the thought of breaking that man's heart like Max always did. I had an abortion. Not without calling my brother first. Because he would know what to do. He would talk me out of it, or he would take me to the best abortion clinic in the country. He would hold my hand and let me cry on his shoulder, regardless of what I chose to do. He would be there. So I thought I'd call him my twin, the one I call Big Brother, even though he's only 6 minutes older. I call him 8 times in the course of a week, and I leave 8 messages. Hey, twin, call me back. Hey, Big Brother, I have something really important I need to talk to you about. Hey, it's me again. Call me back. It's urgent.
I'll call you back.
Yeah, he called back. Eventually. I guess not soon enough, though, huh?
Asia, I didn't know.
I'm not blaming you for the predicament I got myself into or the decision I made. I'm just saying it would have been nice if my best friend was by my side.
Asia, I'm sorry.
Wanted to know what my deal was? There it is.
Asia begins to another part of the house. Gina enters, looks at Asia, and sees the pain in her eyes. Asia exits.
There's my big shot nephew.
I'm not a celebrity. I'm a journalist. But how you doing now, Gina?
Look at you, the big time celebrity.
Look, I'm not a celebrity, okay? I'm a journalist.
Child, if you on TV and it ain't the 10 o'clock news for robbing a liquor store or something, then honey, you a celebrity. Listen, I saw you on TV interviewing Morris Chestnut. I need you to hook a sister up because I need me a piece of that.
Gina, you something else.
That's what all the men in Mississippi say. I'm something else, all right. But I tell you what I ain't, and that's blind. I saw the tears in your sister's eyes. What's wrong with her?
It's nothing, Aunt Gina. She just got a little worked up over Daddy. You know how she gets.
I saw the look in that girl's face. You wouldn't even look me in the eye. She wouldn't even look me in the eye. Something else is going on, and I need to know what it is. Not just because I'm nosy, and I'll admit I am nosy, but it ain't about that. I want to know because I care. Now tell me what's going on.
So,
hey, sister. Hello, Regina. You mean to tell me you ain't seen your baby sister in over a year and all you got for me is a hello, Regina? Come on and give your baby sister a hug.
well, I'm going to let you two catch up.
Don't forget what I asked you to do for me, baby.
I haven't forgotten, Mom.
Forgotten.
Huh?
I haven't forgotten, Mama.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten, Mama.
I ain't forgotten what we was talking about neither, trying to ease off. You ain't sick, but I gotta holler at your mama, so I'll talk to you later. Girl, why you correcting that boy like that? Like he's a child?
I raised my children to use proper English. We didn't send them to those expensive private schools for nothing. As soon as they got grown, they threw all of that good English out of the window.
Diane, they're at home. They know how to speak in a professional environment. Besides, ain't no white folk around.
John and I taught them to speak properly no matter where they were and who they were around.
Just playing with you, sister. Lighten up.
What were you and Adrian talking about?
Grown folks' business.
Regina, what are you doing here?
What you mean, what I'm doing here? Last time I checked, I was a part of this family.
We both know that you couldn't stand John. Nobody in our family could.
I will have you know that me and John was cool. He was arrogant as all get out, and we definitely had our moments, but we was all right. I got along better with him than I did with you sometimes.
I repeat, what are you doing here?
I came to pay my respects to your husband. See, that's what decent folk do.
Don't matter how low down they were when they was living. When they die, you pay them their respect. I just didn't think anybody from our family would show up considering how much you all hated him. Oh, get off it, Diane. Nobody in this family hated John. We come from a good Christian home. The Wilsons don't hate nobody. Now, they couldn't stand him, but they didn't hate him. There's a difference. Well, you could have fooled me. Please, Diane, you know good and well that Mom and Daddy's issue was with you and how you left. That was over 30 years ago. Mama went to her grave hating me. She and Daddy never forgave me for leaving as if I did something to them. You were 16 years old, sister. I was a 16-year-old who felt like I was 60. Do you know what it's like being the eldest daughter in a family with 10 children? Mama and Daddy had me cooking, cleaning, working on the farm, picking cotton, taking care of you all. And every time I turned around, Mama was pregnant. That woman was pregnant every year for 10 years straight. Watch your mouth, sister. They had 10 children. I was one less mouth to feed. I was doing them a favor. Doing somebody a favor requires you to think about somebody other than yourself. No, Diane, what you did was selfish. You don't know what it was like. And you don't know what it was like to hear your mama crying like somebody died. Mourning the loss of a daughter she didn't think she would ever see again. She wasn't upset because she lost somebody to help around the house. She grieved because her eldest child had run off and didn't even think enough of her to say goodbye. They never would have let me go. That's right, because you was just a baby. I had to get out of Mississippi. And you did. You sure enough did. I didn't come all the way up here to fuss with you or judge you, Diane. I came up here to comfort you and help you however I could. And what about the rest of them? You talk about how we're such a Christian family. I don't see any of them here. Well, I'm here. Just stop pushing me away, sister. Regardless of who did what to who and why they did it, we still sisters. And I love you. And despite everything, I really am sorry about John.
Diane looks at her sister with only eyes. They agree to drop it and change the subject.
How's Daddy? Child, old and senile. His mind is going, and he's saying any and everything under the sun. Child, he was getting fresh with one of the nurses when he was in the hospital last month. Lord have mercy. I was so embarrassed. So his Alzheimer's has gotten worse, huh? Yeah. He calls me everybody's name but my own. Man ain't lost his sense of humor, though. The other day, I said, Daddy, do you know who this is? And he said, Daddy, do you know who this is? Child, I tell you, he is a mess. He still asks for mama every day. She been dead 13 years and he's still asking for her. He's still asking for you too. You need to go down there and see him. We don't know how much longer he got. You ain't laid eyes on the man since mama died. He wouldn't even know who I was. Besides, I wouldn't exactly be welcomed with open arms. I called Daddy's house about 2 weeks ago to see if he had gotten the money I sent. And of course, your sister Angela got smart, talking about how Daddy doesn't need my money and that I should just stop sending it. She's mad because you wanted to put Daddy in a home. It's a nice place. He would get the best care. Girl, you know we ain't about to put Daddy in no home. Why not? They've got top of the line. We ain't about to put him in no home. The man worked like a dog from sun up to sundown to provide for his wife and kids. So we gonna take care of him like he took care of us. And I don't want to hear nothing else about it. You're just like Angela. My opinion doesn't count. Well, if you want the truth, your feelings don't carry as much weight as everyone else's because we the ones down there taking care of the man day in and day out. So You talk to me when you start feeding him and giving him his medicine, wiping his behind, and giving him baths. Once you start doing that, then we can talk.
I do my share. I send money every month.
You think you can throw money at everything, and that's supposed to fix the problem. Daddy don't need your money. What he needs is your love. Okay? He needs for you to come check on him from time to time. That's what he. You and John was always flying to Jamaica and Europe and whatnot, but you couldn't make the one trip in 13 years to see your own father. There we go again. Diane, I'm sorry. I didn't come down here to lay a guilt trip on you. Let's not talk about old stuff right now. How you holding up?
I'm fine.
Oh, really? Your husband just died. You need to talk about it because
I said I'm fine. And I'm tired. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to my room to take a nap. If that's all right with you.
Fine.
End of scene. Act 1, scene 4.
So I called this meeting to discuss details surrounding Dad's company.
What about it?
Well, before Dad died, we met with a number of high-profile businessmen with the intent to taking the company to another level.
Meaning?
We were in the process of selling the company, but because Dad died before the deal went through, things are at a standstill. We are his heirs, hence this meeting.
Here you go.
I am merely trying to carry out Dad's wishes and do what's best.
Best for who? You?
Best for business. And what's best for this family. Now, I know you think this is my idea, Max, but I can prove that Dad had made up his mind to sell the company and who he was going to sell it to.
Don't you think it's a bit premature to be discussing this? I mean, can we at least bury Daddy first before we start talking about selling his company? Besides, how do we know that he left the company to us? He probably left it to Mama. The will hasn't even been read yet.
He didn't leave it to Diane. He knew she would want no parts of running that business. The last time he updated his will, we were listed as heirs to the company. Now, we need to take advantage of the opportunity. We have to strike when the iron is hot.
He's right. Unless Daddy changed something in the last 6 months, we're set to inherit the company. So what's the plan?
Dad was planning to sell the company, and the terms of the deal would guarantee that he would remain the CEO for the next 5 years with the option to extend the contract for another 5 years. Now, Dad and I had a conversation a couple weeks ago, and he informed me that he had plans to appoint me as his co-CEO.
Please, you expect us to believe that?
Yes, I do. Dad was so busy with politics that he knew he couldn't do it alone.
Can you prove to us that this conversation actually took place? Is it documented somewhere?
No, it was a private conversation. It's not on paper, but it's the truth.
JJ, this is nothing but another attempt to advance your career and fatten your bank account.
I'm a businessman, and I'm trying to make the power move that Dad was planning to make himself. And yes, I am trying to advance my career. But I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing this for this family. The money we're going to make off this deal will set us up for life. And with me as the CEO, I can make sure that we control the company for at least another 10 years.
You kill me with this we shit. You know, as soon as you get the power, you are not going to give a damn what our opinions are regarding the company.
Maxine, I can stand here and argue with you, but the bottom line is neither one of us can make this decision alone. Let's just take a vote. Adrian, what's your vote?
I'm not going to make a definite decision right now. I'm going to have to do my own research, but if everything looks good, I'm with it. Truth be told, it sounds pretty good. I have no interest in running the business, and the money definitely doesn't hurt. It would help me to launch the magazine I've been wanting to get started up. And if the money is good as you're making it out to be.
Trust me, brother, it is.
So this is about money.
No, it's not about money. None of us are hurting for money, but I'm not going to act like money isn't a factor. The real reason is because we all know that if the five of us have to run that company together, it'll be a total chaos. Look, I love y'all, but I don't want to be in business with y'all. Our family has enough problems. We don't need one more thing driving us apart. So if everything checks out, my vote is to sell.
Asia?
I don't know. Daddy put everything he had into that business. I feel guilty selling it.
He was going to sell it anyway. Think about it like this. You'll be carrying out his wishes. With the money you could stand to earn, you'd have more than enough to open that spa and beauty salon you've been talking about, and that clothing line you've been trying to develop.
Look, I don't care about that. The money doesn't matter to me. I'm against it.
Asia, look, this is...
I said I'm against it. I vote no. That's final.
Baby brother? What's your vote?
I don't know. Whatever y'all feel is best.
It's not about how we feel. It's about how you feel.
Baby brother, it's not a big deal. Whatever your vote is, we'll respect your decision.
I'm sorry, my brother, but it is a big deal. Now, baby brother, this is important. You're the deciding vote. Now, think about it. With the money you're going to make, you won't need to get a record deal. You could start your own label. You could build a real recording studio much better than what you've got in the basement. What do you say, little bro?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of everything. I guess I need to think about it. I really don't care. I mean, I care. I just want to do what's best. Just let me think about it.
What's there to think about? It's a no-brainer. Just think about what the money can do to advance your career.
You said this wasn't about money, but that's all I hear coming out of your mouth. Now, the boy said he needs to think about it, so let him think about it.
So you can get in his head and have him do what you want him to do?
That's exactly what you're trying to do now. Get in his head.
Why do you even care so much? Hell, I'm the one who's the CEO of the company.
Nepotism?
Nepotism, my ass. I've been at that company since I was 16 years old. Dad started me out answering the phone and filing. I worked there all through college. I have an MBA and I've done just about every job at that company. So hell yeah, I think I should be next in line. I deserve it. I've practically been running the company myself the last 5 years anyway, while Dad focused on his political career. I helped build that company. When we opened the Atlanta office, I uprooted and moved. So you can go to hell with your nepotism talk.
Whatever.
But you didn't answer my question. Why do you care so much? You've never taken interest in the company before. You hated Dad, so why have such a strong opinion all of a sudden? Just take your cut and let's move on.
My cut? There you go talking about money again. Asia is right. This conversation is premature. There's no guarantee he left the company to us anyway. Maybe he left it to one of his mistresses or his illegitimate children.
Mistresses? Illegitimate children?
This is all a power play with you. You don't care about the business, the money, the family, Dad. You just want to be difficult. You can't ever just agree with something. You always have to be difficult, Maxine.
Wait a minute. What's this about Daddy having mistresses and outside kids?
Oh, you didn't know, Asia? You know everything else. Your daddy, John Anderson Sr., you know, the man you thought was so damn perfect. He had women on the side, several. He's been cheating on Mother since we were kids. Adrian and JJ, don't act like you don't know too.
So what? So what if he did? That's neither here nor there. It's totally irrelevant to the conversation. I wasn't married to the man, so I couldn't care less what he did. Hell, the man cheated on my mama with your mama. We all know that, so let's not act like this is some new information.
It's new information to me.
Me too.
Well, hell, it's out now. Papa was a Rolling Stone, okay? Everybody feel better now? Dad may have had an affair, but it was a long time ago. Diane knew about it. They worked it out. Let's move on.
An affair? Try several. And God only knows how many other kids he's got floating around. Here's a thought. Why don't we wait until the funeral and see how many of his other children show up, and then we can get their vote too.
Okay, guys, this is getting way out of hand. JJ is right. Whatever went on in Mama and Daddy's marriage is between them.
Girl, you are pathetic. You just couldn't be happy until you came here and started some drama. Like your shit don't stink. Like you don't have skeletons in your closet. Well, since we're airing out people's shit, let's talk about your shit.
JJ, take it easy, man. Okay.
Oh, Adrian, I'm tired of little Miss Know-It-All. She needs a dose of her own medicine.
Damn it, JJ, I said let it go.
I've been letting it go for years. Not this time. See, I know your secret, little Miss Perfect. I know the real reason you got sent off to that boarding school. Dad told me. Since we're sharing tonight, why don't you tell everybody a little secret? The real reason Max went off to boarding school is because she got pregnant at 15. She didn't want to have the baby, so she begged Diane and Daddy to get her an abortion. Afterwards, she was so embarrassed that she begged to go off to that boarding school. Ain't that right, Maxine?
JJ!
You asshole! That is a bold-faced lie. How could you say something like that to me? I don't know what Daddy told you, but that's a damn lie.
Don't get all sensitive now. Just minutes ago, you were talking about Dad's affairs and his alleged illegitimate kids. But now you can't handle when he's on you?
I'm telling the truth. That woman, she came by the house that night years ago when we were kids. She was pregnant and he paid her off. You were there. Don't act like you don't remember.
No, nothing like that ever happened.
Stop lying, JJ. He's just protecting him. That's why he's trying to turn this around on me. JJ, you and I have our differences, but why would you want our brothers and sisters to think such a thing like that about me? Can't you have a little bit of decency? Why would you do that?
Because it's true, isn't it?
What do you want from me, JJ? What do you want me to say? You want me to lie like you're doing right now?
I want you to admit that you're not perfect. While you look down your nose at people and constantly judge everybody else. I need you to admit that you got pregnant and had an abortion.
I'm not admitting to anything that isn't true.
Just admit it, Max.
No.
Admit it.
No. Okay, you know what? I got pregnant. Mm-hmm. Is that what you want to hear? You satisfied? Does that make you feel good now that you humiliated me in front of my little brothers and sisters? You weren't there. You don't know what I had to go through. You don't know what it was like. Living in this house was hell for me. I thought I was gonna go crazy.
Oh, you want sympathy now? Well, you're not gonna get it from me. Truth of the matter, you were sleeping around and didn't even know who the daddy was.
I can't believe Daddy told you that. I was 15. I was 15 years old. I was a virgin.
You were a whore.
He raped me.
Raped? Who raped you?
Who raped you, Maxine?
Maxine, don't.
Daddy raped me.
What?
She's lying. She's so pathetic. Maxine, you're so desperate to get back at Dad that you're making up these crazy lies. Dad told me all about you climbing out of windows to go see married men.
Oh, yeah? Did he tell you about how he used to come into my room at night? Night after night, year after year. From the time I was 9 until I was 15. Did he tell you that, huh? Did he? I told Mother about it, and she didn't believe me. She slapped me in my face and told me to never speak about her husband like that again, as long as I lived. I wanted to die. I hated him. I hated Mother. I hated this house. I even hated God.
You stop lying. Stop your damn lying, Maxine.
Oh, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I was pregnant by my own father, so I wanted to have an abortion because I thought I was going to have a baby that was deformed or disabled or something that scared me. So no, I didn't want to have the baby. But it didn't matter because Mother and Daddy were going to make me have an abortion anyway. Then one day, I get this letter from this girl in Mississippi, and she tells me that I'm her sister, that her daddy was my daddy. He died, and she thought I should know. She even sent me a picture of him, and from that moment I saw that picture, I knew he was my father. I looked just like him. Mother denied it at first. Then she finally broke down and told me the truth. I was relieved because in some strange way, I could better understand how he could do something like that to me. I wasn't his real daughter. That didn't make it right, but I was relieved that it wasn't incest. I decided that I wanted to keep the baby. Since he wasn't my biological father, I knew I would have a healthy baby. I begged mother and him to let me keep the baby, but they wouldn't. So the night before I was supposed to get an abortion, I ran away. I was 15 years old, out there living on the streets. I wouldn't stay at a shelter, too afraid they would call the police or social services. So I hitchhiked from city to city, stealing food, doing what I had to do to survive. I didn't get any medical care. I just tried to stay gone long enough to have my baby, and I had by myself in some seedy hotel in Memphis. For 2 months, I went from one man's bed to the next just to keep a roof over my baby's head. Then one night we had to sleep on the streets, and I decided I couldn't do it anymore. So I went to a shelter. They gave me a bed, but they called social services, and then the next thing I knew, they were taking me back home. I wasn't home a full week before mother and daddy sent me off again.
He's making this up.
Max, you never cease to amaze me. I know you have your issues with mama and daddy, but I would never thought that you would stoop this low. Mama always said something was wrong with you. Max, you're sick.
I'm not lying, Asia.
Stop lying.
What happened to your baby?
She never had a baby. She had an abortion. She's doing it for sympathy.
It's the truth. I don't need your sympathy.
Okay, then what happened to this alleged baby?
You really want to know?
Maxine, don't.
No, Adrian, I want to know where this so-called baby is.
Please, Maxine, don't do this. You said enough.
No, I can't do this anymore.
Max, you promise, okay? Think about this for a minute. Think about what you're doing.
I'm sorry, Adrian.
No, damn it, Max, please don't do
I
this.
had a boy.
Shut up, Maxine. Shut up.
I named him Damien.
What?
Baby brother, I'm your mother.
Oh, my God.
You damn liar.
What in the world is going on in here?
Tell her, Max. Tell your mother the lies you've been telling. Tell her.
Is it true?
Is what true, baby?
What she's saying. Tell me she's lying.
What did you say to this boy, Maxine?
I told him, Mother.
What on earth are you talking about?
You know damn well what I'm talking about.
Oh, you have truly lost your mind.
I told them about how when I came to my own mother and told her that her husband was molesting me, she turned her back.
You will not bring these lies into my house.
Tell them, Mother. Tell baby brother that all these years you've been spoiling him is only to compensate for the fact that you're not his real mother.
Diane slaps Maxine.
So it is true.
Baby brother heads for the door. Diane tries to stop him, but it's unsuccessful.
Baby, wait.
I'm out of here. I will not stand by and allow her to disrespect my father's name. Maxine, if I hear about you spreading these lies outside this house, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. Stay the hell away from me and don't even think about showing your face at my father's funeral.
You won, Maxine. You got what you have always wanted. You have destroyed this family and ruined my life. I will never forgive you. I don't care if I ever lay eyes on you again.
Diane exits to another part of the house. Asia follows. Maxine breaks down. Adrian and Gina comfort Maxine. End of scene. Act 2, Scene 1.
Adrian just told me everything. Is it true, sister? Sister, I said, is it true?
Leave me alone.
Leave you alone. Well, you ain't got to tell me if it's true or not. I saw the look in that girl's eyes. She ain't lying.
What do you want me to say? You want to hear me say that my youngest son, my baby, is actually my daughter's child? Well, here you go. Maxine got herself pregnant at 15, had a baby, and John and I thought it would be best if we raised him.
Best for who?
Best for Maxine and the baby.
I'm sure it was best for you and John and the perfect image y'all tried to keep.
I was protecting my daughter.
Oh, that's what you were doing. Seems to me like if you were protecting her, none of this would have happened.
I beg your pardon?
Diane, please tell me you didn't know that child was pregnant by John. I need to hear you say that you had no clue.
That is absurd. Now, my husband may have been a lot of things, but he would never do anything to hurt his family. She was his daughter, for crying out loud. That's incest.
Yeah, you know, you and I both know Max isn't John's real daughter.
Where did you hear that lie?
Mama, I've known for years. She knew you were pregnant before you even met John. Maxine belongs to that Frank West who lived down the road from us. She looked just like the man. He used to ask Mama about her all the time. And when he died, his daughter got y'all's address from Mama because she wanted to get in touch with Max.
Mama knew. All those years, she never said a word.
That was Mama for you.
Well, he raised her as his own, and he loved her just as much as the other children. Maxine made that lie up to get the heat off herself. She wanted to get back at him.
So she came and told you, and you didn't believe her.
No, I didn't believe her. I believed my husband.
Did you even ask John about it?
Of course I didn't.
I didn't think so.
It was nonsense. Maxine was out there trying to be grown, bringing embarrassment onto this family, and it caught up with her.
Well, you can say what you want to say, but I know the truth. And deep down, so do you. You need to go to her. You need to go to her and make this right.
All I've ever done is try to be a good mother to her. I did everything in my power to give her the best life.
While you were sending her to the best schools and buying her the best clothes, you forgot to protect her. You forgot to love her.
What was I supposed to do? Offend my husband by accusing him of molesting our daughter? What kind of wife would I have been if I had done that?
What kind of mother were you for not doing it?
What if I asked him and he said yes? I had 3 children. I wouldn't have been able to make it without him. I had nowhere to go. I couldn't go back to Mississippi. I signed a prenuptial agreement. If I left him, I wouldn't have gotten anything. I was thinking of my children. How was I going to make it without him?
We are Black women. Okay, we can always make it. So what I'm hearing you say is you did believe Maxine.
No, I never said that. When she first mentioned it, I didn't believe her, but later I started to wonder, but I never said anything.
So you didn't want to know. You need to make this right.
I've done all I could for that girl.
You think because you raised her, that makes up for it?
I tried to make sure she had a normal life. She graduated high school, she went to college, law school, she has a successful law career.
Yeah, but her personal life is a mess. You ever wonder why that girl can't stay in a relationship for more than a year? Why she thinks every man she's with is cheating on her? Why she has yet to get married despite proposals from 3 different guys. Because she doesn't trust men. All because of what John did to her.
Stop saying that. You don't know that he did anything to her. There's no proof.
Oh, get off it, Diane. You even said so yourself.
I said I had my doubts. I didn't say I believed her. I was just saying that.
This ain't just about you. It's about that girl and your family. You said you always try to do what's best for your family. Now prove it.
Nothing I ever did was good enough for her. All of my other children call me mama. She calls me mother, just to spite me. I've tried for years to mend my relationship with Maxine, and she turns away from me.
The same way you turned away from her.
Look, you can judge me. You can sit here and call me a bad mother or whatever it is you want to say, but I have nothing to say to Maxine. She just ripped my family apart. Only God knows what baby brother must be going through. If she wants to talk, she can come to me.
This is your chance to be the mother you once were.
She ruined my life. And I have nothing to say to her.
Diane exits to another part of the house. Gina fixes herself a drink. While Gina's back is turned, Maxine enters from another room with bags in her hands and attempts to sneak out of the house.
Where you going, girl?
Home.
This is your home?
This has never been home.
You know you're more like her than you think.
I am nothing like that woman.
You're running away, just like she did over 30 years ago.
I'm not running away. I'm getting out of this hellhole once and for all.
What about baby brother? Your brothers and sister are out there looking for him. You gotta stay until we find him.
I can't do that. I can't look him in his face. I wouldn't know what to say.
You're gonna have to face him one day.
I know that. And I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but I can't do it today.
Maxine Anderson?
That boy is my joy. The only reason I even came back for this funeral. He's the only reason I continue to deal with Mother and her husband. I love him with every fiber of my being. I took all the guilt I had in not raising him and I channeled it into being the best big sister I could be to him. All I wanted was for him to be happy. But today, I took that happiness away from him. His life will never be the same, thanks to me. I can't bear to answer to him right now. He'll never forgive me. I'll never forgive myself.
But Maxine, please, honey, just think about this. You can't
let her go.
Y'all both know that that's not the answer. No more running. I'm sick of it. Now we're going to sit here and work this thing out. Maxine, shut the door. Ain't nobody in here but us. Just family. So let's get it all out. Let's say what we need to say. Regardless of how bad it hurts. Maxine, say what you need to say to your mama. Go on, baby.
Mother, I'm sorry.
Well, sorry is not going to heal the hurt in that boy's heart.
What about the hurt in my heart?
What do you want me to say, Maxine?
I want you to stop blaming me for everything that's wrong with this family.
I blame you for the things you did.
I admitted that what I did today was wrong. I didn't mean for it to happen. Jada just kept pushing me.
I still gave you no right.
I told you it was an accident. I would never do anything to hurt baby brother.
You just couldn't be happy until you turned my son against me.
I tried to get you to tell him years ago.
It wasn't the right time.
You promised me that you would tell him. That was a part of the agreement.
It would have destroyed him.
It destroyed me.
I don't know why I'm wasting my time having this conversation with you.
No, Mother. I've waited years to say this, and I finally got the nerve. And you're going to stand there and listen. And when I'm done, you can disown me or whatever you want to do. I don't care anymore. As a child, I thought I had the perfect life. We lived in this big house. You and Daddy bought me anything I asked for. We took great family vacations, but then Daddy started touching me and making me do things to him. I was 9 years old, and he made me do horrible things. He told me if I ever told anyone that it would tear our family apart, so I kept quiet. Then when I was 13, he raped me for the first time. And he did it again and again. And when I decided that I couldn't take it anymore, I came to you. You slapped me and told me not to ever speak about it again. So I stayed quiet for 2 of the loneliest years of my life. I was being abused by my father, and my own mother wouldn't come to my rescue. Not only that, but you treated me so bad that I stopped wanting your help. Then it occurred to me why you were treating me so badly. Maybe you felt guilty and took it out on me. Or maybe you hated me because you thought or saw me as the other woman.
I treated you the way I did because you kept up so much hell in my house.
Did it ever occur to you that I was just acting out because I was trying to get your attention? You didn't listen to me, so I wanted to show you what I was going through. I wanted you to save me and take me away from that monster.
I did save you. I sent you away to get you away from him.
So you did believe
It was
me.
my idea to send you to that boarding school.
All these years.
I knew I had to get you away.
I knew that you knew. But I just couldn't wrap my head around the idea of mother letting someone abuse her child and not do something about it. So I thought maybe you really didn't believe me. Maybe you were in denial. Strange as it sounds, I'm actually relieved. You finally admitted it. I've been waiting over 20 years to hear those words.
He was my husband. And I loved him.
He was your husband. And I hated him. And I still hate him. But my mother, I don't hate you. Call me crazy, but I don't hate you.
Baby brother Asia and Adrian enter. Baby brother is drunk, stumbling and laughing. Adrian and Asia are holding him up.
Hey, everybody. Y'all miss me?
Baby brother, where have you been? Are you all right?
He's fine. He's drunk.
My poor baby. Get him in the bed.
I ain't sleepy. Grandmama, Diane.
That's enough, baby. Let's go to bed.
I don't want to go to bed. I ain't sleepy, Mama. Hey, my big sis, my big mama, my big sister mama.
Okay, baby brother, let's go.
Off me. You don't tell me what to do. You're not my mama. Maxine's my mama. Ain't that crazy? And if Max is my mama, then Asia is my aunt. Asia, you're my sister and my aunt. Get it? You're my sister because we got the same daddy, but you're my aunt because you're my mama's sister. And if you're my aunt and I'm your brother, that means I'm my own damn uncle.
That's not funny, Damien. Now you go to bed.
You don't tell me what to do. You are not my mother.
Now, boy, you drunk, but you gonna have my foot up your ass if I hear you talking to your mama like that again. Now get on in that room and go to bed.
Max, where you going?
Nowhere.
Yes, you are. You're leaving.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Don't leave me. Please, don't leave me again. Please. Promise. Promise me you won't leave me again. Listen, I'll be good. I promise. I'll be a good boy. Just don't leave me.
Go to bed, baby brother.
You promise?
I promise.
You wouldn't break a promise to me, would you? You wouldn't lie to me. You wouldn't leave me, right?
No, baby. I will never leave you again.
Come on, little brother.
Tell baby brother I'm sorry.
Are you still gonna leave after you just promised that boy?
He's drunk. I was just trying to get him to go to bed.
Ain't no flights leaving this late.
I'm leaving, Jim. Please, just let me leave.
Fine. Suit yourself.
Max. Call me when you get back to New York. I love you.
Maxine and Adrian.
You're leaving? She's not staying for Daddy's funeral.
Asia, don't. Like, just leave it alone.
You came here. She came in here, stirred up all this mess, and now she leaves without even going to the funeral. Can you believe her? She completely turned our family upside down. I know that she's...
Give it a rest, Asia.
Look at the stunt she just pulled, and you're still protecting her.
Wake up, Asia. Okay, what she said is true. You're in denial. You think you went through something? You can't even fathom the pain Max has endured. Okay, you just need to accept the fact that as much as you adored him, Daddy was not the man you thought he was. I'm going to bed.
Adrian exits. Asia is left standing there. Scene ends. Act 2, scene 2. The next morning, day of the funeral. Diane is in the living room alone. Baby brother enters. He is looking for the notebook he writes his raps in. He ignores Diane.
How are you this morning, baby? Well, I've got coffee brewing. Get your cup. It'll make you feel better. Bought you a new suit for the funeral. John Jr. is picking it up and bringing it over.
I'm not going to the funeral.
What do you mean you're not going to the funeral?
I mean, I'm not going.
Why not?
Why would I? Yesterday, I found out my father wasn't who I thought he was.
Listen, honey, I know you're hurt and confused. Believe me, baby, I know this is hard for you. This is hard on all of us, but we've got the funeral today. We've got family and friends in town. The media is going to be there. Let's just get the funeral behind us and we'll sit down and talk this out. I'll explain it all to you. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
I know all I need to know. The man was a liar, a rapist, a hypocrite, and a lot of other fucked up things.
Damian Jordan Anderson, you watch your mouth. Never in your life have you talked to me like that, and you're not going to start today. I understand that you're in a lot of pain, so I'll let that little comment slide, but you will not disrespect your father's name, and you will not disrespect me. I'm still your mother, and this is still my house.
Well, one of those things is true. This is still your house. Maybe I ought to just move out of your house. Your house of secrets and lies.
You're not moving anywhere.
And how do you plan on stopping me? I'm 18. Legally, there is nothing you can do.
This is how you treat me? After all I've done for you, now you're going to break my heart by not attending your father's funeral and moving out?
You're always talking about what you've done for me and what you've done for Maxine. But what about what you've done to us? I just found out that my whole life has been one big lie, and you have the nerve to throw up everything you've done for me? And you keep defending Daddy. What kind of spell did he have over you? I'm not going to the funeral, and that's the end of the discussion.
What do you mean you're not going to the funeral?
You heard me.
Listen, your mother has been through enough with Max and her crazy allegations, and you are not about to make her go through any more mess. If you want to buy into Maxine's nonsense, then go right ahead. But you will go into your room and put on this expensive suit and go pay my father, your father, some respect.
Fuck you and fuck your daddy.
John Jr. grabs baby brother, the two scuffle. John Jr. pins baby brother to the couch, and just as he is about to strike him,
John Jr.
he slowly comes to his senses, and baby brother breaks free and runs to his room.
Diane, I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean. Look, I'll be back in a few hours.
John Jr. kisses Diane on the cheek. She is visibly upset. John Jr. is out the door. Scene ends. Act 2, Scene 3.
Mama and baby brother are still locked. Gina's trying to talk, both of them, but neither one of them will come out. You got to do something.
There's nothing I can do.
You can't just sit there. You're the only one that both of them will listen to. You got to do something.
I don't know what to do. Look, I know I've always been good at fixing things, finding solutions, and making peace. But this right here, I don't know how to fix this. Okay, I can't do this.
Adrian,
why me? Why do I have to do everything? Why do I have to have all the answers? Okay, I don't know everything, okay? I don't have all the solutions to the world's problems in the palm of my hand. Why do I always have to be the strong one? For once, can't I just be like everybody else? My father just died. And despite everything he did, I still loved and respected him because he was my father. You know, I haven't even cried yet. At first, I thought something was wrong with me. But then it dawned on me that I hadn't cried because I have been so busy worrying about other people's feelings and trying to take care of other people's needs. I haven't had a chance to deal with my own damn emotions. Why do I have to be strong all the time? Who's gonna be there for me so I can cry? Who's gonna do that? Huh?
Asia walks over to her brother, pulls him close, hugs him, and he cries on her shoulder.
I'm sorry about that. Okay, man, this is so embarrassing. I didn't mean to.
That's nothing to be embarrassed about. You're right. It's impossible for you to be strong all the time. You needed to cry and get it out. You were always the perfect one. The one who always did the right thing, never gave Mama and Daddy any trouble, always the one to make things right, always the mediator. Been the glue that's held this family together. I relied on you way too much. I know that's a lot of pressure. Look, I'm really sorry about.
Sorry. Don't even try to.
No, let me do this. This entire family has had unrealistic expectations of you, especially me. And I'm so sorry for that. I realize now you're not just my twin brother. You're an activist, an award winning journalist, a teacher, an active member of your church. There's so many things to so many people. You've been called to help people and you do such a great job at it. Guess I just didn't want to share you with the world. Sorry for blaming you for what happened to me. You didn't deserve that.
Well, I should have been there. I guess I allowed myself to get too busy to even notice what was happening to the people around me.
Couldn't have known.
Well, from this moment forward, I'm going to do a better job at making sure that I'm making time for the most important people in my life, my family.
I know you really mean that. Just remember that you can't save the world. Can't fix everybody's problems. But I understand you have to try because that's just who you are. But while you're taking care of everybody, don't forget to take care of yourself. And don't ever again let anyone weigh you down with their issues. Not even me. I love you, twin.
I love you too, twin.
Adrian and Asia hug. John Jr. enters through the front door.
Limo is outside. Everybody ready to go?
Baby brother is still not going. He locked himself in his room. Aunt Gina is trying to get Mama to come out of her room, but she won't.
Right here, and we're ready.
What about baby brother?
He still won't come out.
Let me go talk to him.
Just leave the child be. He's hurting right now. Let him deal with this his own way. If the boy don't want to go, we for sure ain't gonna make him. Let's get on out of here.
They all begin to exit, and Maxine walks through the front door.
Max?
I knew you would do the right thing.
I didn't want to break my promise to baby brother.
I'm going to wait in the limo.
Adrian and Asia, I think we need to wait in the limo too.
No. I'm tired of the whispers and the secrets. I want the whole family to hear what I have to say.
Well, if you came back for baby brother, you're going to be disappointed. He's not going to the funeral, and he doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
Actually, baby brother wasn't the only reason I came back. I came back to apologize to everyone for the way I handled things yesterday. Regardless of the circumstances, I didn't mean for anything or everything to come out the way that it did. It was the wrong time, and I'm very sorry. I hope that you all will forgive me for that. I also came back because I need to do this for me. I can't run from him anymore. I need to take it and face him once and for all. Then maybe I'll have a shot at having a normal life, true happiness. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but I don't deserve to carry around this guilt anymore.
Well, we better get going. We're going to be late.
For the past 3 years, I really thought that I didn't want you in my life anymore. Baby brother had turned 18, so in my mind, I had no real reason to deal with you anymore. But then when Daddy died, the little girl in me thought this was my chance to get my mommy back. So I tried to be there for you the best way I could. I just knew that we could have a normal mother-daughter relationship, but I guess I was wrong.
Maxine, we can talk about this later. We've got
the funeral can wait. They can't start until we get there.
There are people waiting. There's going to be news cameras there. We have got to go and
Sister, no more running. Face your family.
Maxine, if you're trying to make me feel bad, you can save it. There's nothing in this world that can make me feel any lower than I already do. I've lost my husband. My children hate me. I know I've made my share of mistakes. I didn't always do the right thing, but I did what I thought was best at the time. You want me to say that I'm a bad mother? Well, I'm a bad mother. I said it. Does that satisfy you? Your father was my husband, and I vowed to stand by him until death did us part, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't have half the privileges that were afforded to you. I had to drop out of school in the 10th grade to go to work so that I could help my family. I didn't aspire to be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher. I didn't ask to be a politician's wife or to be in the public eye or to have all this money. All I wanted was to get out of poverty and be a good wife and mother. Like I said, I've made some mistakes, but I kept my family together, and I will not apologize for that. Look, I can't do this right now. We need to go.
Mama.
Damn it, I said we need to go.
Let her leave. Let her deal with this the only way she knows how, by running away.
What do you want from me?
You know what I want you to say. Just say it. For once. Let me hear you say it.
Maxine, I am dealing with a lot right now. I need to go bury my husband.
And what about what I need? I need you to say it.
What?
That you're sorry for letting him do that to me. For alienating me, for taking my baby away from me.
We were in the public eye. The media would have dragged you through the mud. I didn't want that stigma on you. Do you know the lies I had to tell? All the manipulating I had to do to convince people that baby brother was really my son? I did that to protect you.
You weren't protecting me. You were protecting your husband.
I was protecting my entire family. It's a cruel world out there. I didn't want you, baby brother, none of the family to have to live with that. So I raised your child to save my husband's reputation, so that my eldest child could go to law school like she always planned, so that my twins wouldn't have to go to school and be teased about what was going on in their family, so that your baby could have a good life, a normal life. You think keeping up this facade has been easy for me? The guilt eats away at me every single day of my life, but I deal with it because it has allowed me to keep my family intact.
You are so selfish.
Selfish? This family is my entire life. How does that make me selfish?
Baby brother, you going to the funeral?
Yeah, I'm going. But only because I don't want to have to answer all the questions about why I wasn't there. So I'm going to go to the funeral, keep up appearances, shed a few tears, hug a few people, listen to people talk about how good a man my father was. I'm in Anderson. That's what we do. We always put on the face, no matter what, right? But before we go, I have one question. Diane, were you ever going to tell me? Was anyone ever going to tell me? Adrian knew, but no one decided to tell me. Y'all were going to let me walk through life not knowing. Maxine, I looked up to you. I wanted to be like you, and you deceived me. At least now I know why you were always so good to me. I always thought you were the best big sister anyone could have. All the gifts, the interest in every single area of my life. Now it all makes sense.
Baby brother.
Stop calling me that. I'm not your baby brother. You're the one who started calling me that, right? And it was all a lie. From this moment on, don't anybody call me baby brother ever again. My name is Damien.
Damien, I didn't abandon you. I wasn't given a choice.
But you've been lying to me all these years. You're no better than she is. How could y'all do this to me? I never did anything to hurt anybody. I've always been a good kid. I've never caused any problems in this family. Why did this have to happen to me? How could he do this? I idolized him. How could he be that way? And as mad as I am at you right now, I don't want to be your grandson, Diane. I want you to be my mama. That's the way it's supposed to be. I feel like I don't belong. I don't know who I am. I've lost my father and my mother. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, baby.
Diane hugs him. He cries on her shoulder. His anger returns and he quickly pulls away and hurries out the front door.
Come on, everyone. Let's go.
Asia, Adrian, and Gina exit. Maxine doesn't leave.
We're leaving, Maxine.
I changed my mind. I'm not going. He hates me. I can't go.
Diane moves toward Maxine to comfort her, but catches herself and heads for the door.
I know you can't say it. You always were a woman with way too much pride. You don't have to say it. I know you want to say it, that you're sorry, but you just can't bring yourself to do it. But I still forgive you. Hopefully one day baby brother will forgive me.
Thank you, Maxine.
I'm not trying to take him away from you. I would never try to do that. You raised him. You're his mother.
He doesn't hate you. He's angry with both of us. He'll get over this. Eventually. Maybe one day we can all get over this.
Maybe.
Maxine, I don't love you any more or any less than I love any of my other children.
I know, Mama.
Diane exits. Maxine sits on the couch. Moments later, baby brother enters through the front door. He slowly walks over to Maxine. He grabs her hand and they walk out the door together. End of play. Woo! I'm gonna clap for the actors, and I know we hear like everybody who's watching out in the Facebook streets they're clapping as well. And I want to introduce the actors. So first up, we have Diane, who is played by Alicia Hamer. Woo! We have Maxine, who is played by Monique Gentry. Next, we have Adrian, who is played by Jalen Dukes. We have baby brother, who is played by Milton Jackson. We have Asia, who is played by Candace Amira, period. We have Aunt Gina, who is played by Kristen Riley. I can hear them clapping. I can hear the people out in the Facebook world clapping. And last but not least, we have John Jr., who was played by Joel Diggs. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I was reading some of the comments and y'all were wilding in the comment section on multiple pages. So there's a lot of different conversations happening. I just encourage you all to like the Dark Horse Facebook page if you haven't done that. Like the Nashville page. Mike, the Destiny Theater page, and hopefully, I know one day we'll be able to come back to the theater and do this in real life. I want to thank these talented actors for their hard work and dedication. You guys did a great job. And thank you to Shannon Wood and Peter Carlin of the Dark Horse Theater. I want to thank Brian Taylor of Nashville Blue. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful night, everybody in Facebook land. And my actors, stay with me. Bye-bye. Facebook.
Hey.
Clap for your audience. Clap for the audience. Ryan, are we clear?